Так, постоянное сотрясение. Вас слишком часто били по голове, поэтому ваша умственная способность снижена навсегда. Я чуть ли не отхватил от этих. Патрика нет, а я тут раскидываюсь ими. Хуй с ним.
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Это я уже слышу.
The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Hey, Cap. Can
Что
we
ты
talk?
хочешь?
Something busted, Captain?
Типа с тобой пойти? С тобой сходить.
Got a sec? Yeah, huh?
Чего ж ты меня спрашиваешь, есть минутка? Потом отказываешься со мной разговаривать. Давай к автоматам прильнем. Так. Продать оружие нету. Броня. Хз. Так, все модификации для езды мы продаем. Не трогаем. Ну да, тут по сути дела это так, пить Патрики. Уже лока первого уровня. Слушать. Так, во-первых, чинить. Пулик мой. Пулемет, наверное, не нужен. Кстати, косу. Можно было бы загнать. Она использует с кем-то. Да. Его можно и повысить. Хотя до 43 лет вряд ли. Бронь можно это попнуть. Не шибко дорого стоит. Все, дороговато. Модифицировать. Так, а чем я пользуюсь? Вот, штурмовая винтовка. А. Кстати, да, ее же можно тоже апнуть. Все. Плазменная установка. Уже апнутая на сколько-то. Старый друг пулемет. Ладно, хер с ним. Модифицировать. Винтовка. Так, критический урон 25%. Скорострельность. Кстати. Надо ли мне это? Если на пулемет закинуть скорострельность. Так, это типа патрики какие, да? Прицелы. Дальность поражения больше. Оптически, что это возможность стрелять на большом расстоянии. Шестикратное приближение, но мне тут такой не надо. Так, рассеивание. Кстати, да, возможно, вот эту херню воткнем. Все-таки. Крит урон тянем. А из магазина, но магазин не будем никакой ставить. Электрический. Давай шоп поставим. Все, супер винтовка. Так, ручной пулемет. Вкач. А у меня что сейчас стоит? Так. Установленная модификация. А, урон, крит урон. Заменим. Коррозийный. Ну, ладно, пускай такой будет. Что же такое-то? Так. Заводская бронированная пластина. А это что такое? Защита, повышает сопротивление нательной брони и шлема к коррозийному урону. Понял. Так, к электрическому. Физическому урону. Угу. К электрическому. Пять, 10 и коррозийный опять. Плазменному. Физическому на 3, физическому на 5. Навыки дальнего боя. А, нет. Нахер. Что такое? Закрывает подсветку взаимодействия. Громкость шагов и грузоподъемность. Так, сохраним. Просто удостоверение морпеха лежит. Сверху, да. Ща. Где-то лестница была, по-моему. Попасть-то я уже забыл. Туда.
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh... They're terrified to lock in the juice. You know what sprats are? Space
Космические
rats.
крысы. Ага,
The
нашел
laboratories of
применение
Spacer's
этому
Choice found a use for this
ресурсу.
limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terra-fry them in their own juices.
Тиражарим. Так, похоже на... Так, спросили класс похоже. Это незнакомо. Что значит тиражаривание?
Terra-frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret. A mix of 13
12
herbs and
трав,
spices,
пряности,
plus
это
a dash of
щепотка
modern
современной
chemistry.
химии.
Legally? No. The terra-frying method was developed and marketed by Spacer's Choice. Between you, me, and this grinder, I've been through lean times. If there's one thing you learn on tramp freighters, it's how to make near anything edible. Might be that this old space hand put a few words in the right ears, and could be that Spacer's Choice liked sticking it to C&P by R&D'ing our own special meat. Absolutely not.
Ладно, просто не
Spratwurst
берем
and all
голову.
related terms are registered trademarks of Spacer's Choice. Boar, just as well.
Ох,
Near about...
зря я с тобой начал разговаривать. Я уж не помню, как не попасть к агента. Как-то на второй этаж нужно забраться. Честно, я не вспомню как.
Nice to meet you.
For the last ratted on rotten time, leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you?
Тут телочка ругается. Я что-то украл.
Hello. Junlei called up from engineering. Said I should let you buy medical supplies from our stores. Now, is there something I can help you with? A better selection than you'll find on the promenade deck, and a quality commensurate with a friend of the station.
Так. Учреждение медицины. Это что такое? Критический урон 15. Бонус. Урон попадания в голову или словместно 25. 25 секунд всего. Такое. Купил бы, наверное. Всего 2. О, 30% скидка, нормально. Так, ладно, как к ней пробраться?
What's wrong with you lately? You seem down.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only testament to its durability.
Так,
We also have a line of specialized melee
Меня
weapons.
особого
For those times you have to
ручного
repel
оружия, тех,
borders,
кто
but don't
хочет
want to risk a
выгнать
bullet through the hull.
продажников, но не рискует стрелять корпусом. Так, расскажите о товарах.
Not me, but it's in my blood. After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations.
Они что делали, после чего я лично нет? В путешествии моя семья работала на Передание,
I
так.
was born into corporate labor,
Отец
but I'm the
смотрели,
first
что
one in my
трудились
family
на
to buy my way out.
корпорацию, но
That's why I settled on Groundbreaker.
быть свободным.
It's the last
теперь у нас
bastion of
семья.
freedom.
Ага, последний бастион свободы, так.
Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Technically, the metal formed billions of years ago, but it's freshly in this shape.
Чё? Хуя 33. Слушай, это мощный типан. Что это такое? 4200, модификация гаджет. Так, когда вы теряете слишком здоровье, модификация дает вам временную неуязвимость и ненадолго повышает скорость регенерации эффекта, есть перезарядка. Охренеть. Науки лидерства. Легкое оружие. У него косы классные. Блин, вот это вообще нормальная штука. Стоит дорого. Мало ли я воткну не в ту броню. 1030% скидка. Жесть. Я не помню, как мне лезть к этой бабе наверх, честно. Спасибо. Вспомнилось. Здорово, мужик. Так, здрасте.
Make this conversation worth my time, Captain.
Так. Смотри, что у меня...
I don't charge for curiosity.
Так,
At least.
стоп. В смысле? Дневник. Капитанское время безнадежно. Нашлись записи о поисках которого. Так, какого-то мощного оружия, возможно. Можно найти другие виды оружия, выходящие за рамки современных научных представлений. Так, добыли датапад. Неудачливый подрядчик субцвета. Его наняли исследовать заброшенную лабораторию, где он увидел какое-то мощное оружие, за которым собирался вернуться. В датападе не было ни слова о местонахождении лаборатории, но зато говорилось, что Лили Хаган вышлет отряд. Возможно, босс субцвета подскажет, куда вам идти. Но почему-то с ней нету такого диалога.
You weren't followed, were you? I don't charge for curiosity. Very. I have this thing about numbers in spreadsheets, grids in general. I like to think of my... Ask. I don't charge for curiosity. At least, not yet I don't.
Почему я... Ну, почему я с ней не могу поговорить?
If this is something Tobias could handle, see yourself out the... I don't charge for curiosity. At least.
Я не знаю. В чем проблема? Так, спросим-ка у Гугла, наверное. Спросим-ка у Гугла. Так. Следующий пишет. Или наоборот она как... Outer Worlds. Worlds. Так. Я забыл миссия, как называется. Ебел. Оружие бездны. Почему у меня с ней диалога нет? Сука. Я не знаю. Может быть... Stellar Bay доступ. Может быть, вот когда вот это нужно. Обидненько. Ладно. Так.
The ship's groaning something fierce, but I can make time for you.
Просто валим.
How do you do? Ah, how might I assist you? Be my guest. Good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no.
Best to be clear, I believe.
You refer to the radiator issue? Oh, goodness, it was dreadful. I was sweating constantly. Chief Tennyson certainly did take her time resolving it. Gracious, no. I can't imagine what gave you that idea. I only facilitated communication between the board and Chief Tennyson. It's not my fault she was stubborn. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that.
She did everything she could. It was your people's fault, not Junlei's.
My, aren't you... excitable. Oh, sweetie. I don't owe a grease-stained wrench jockey like her the time of day, let alone my deference. I'm sorry my temper got away from me. Please accept my sincerest apologies to you and your friend.
Oh, I'm not used to folks saying sorry. It's not all right exactly, but I appreciate the apology, I guess.
Well, now that that's dealt with, was there anything else you wanted to discuss? A luxury stateroom reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use. To serve at our most esteemed chairman's behest is an honor, and one I'm most thankful for. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use. Ask away. What? I'll have to send her a festive fruit basket as thanks. An apprehension of this caliber will be tremendous for my career. I would send you straight away to my superiors in Byzantium, but... The thing is, I needed money. A lot of money, quickly, for reasons. That's really neither here nor there, don't you think? I've been working on something on the side, all right? Something not entirely, on the level. It's a little silly, I'll admit. Silly and completely illegal. I'd be forced into early retirement if the board found out. I produce bootleg serials. I can't help myself. Jurisprudence after hours. For all my colonists, the new immortals. Romance, tragedy, debt collection. And they're all mine.
That was you? Oh my stars. All My Colonists is just... Well, it gave me a story hangover for days, Mr. Udom.
You're a fan? I've never met one in the flesh. I suddenly feel quite naked.
Oh, it's all right, Mr. Udom. I don't judge.
The heart wants what it wants, as they say. And mine yearns for the adoration of the masses. Held at a comfortable distance, of course.
Так, сердце не прикажешь. Так, ого.
I wish I could say others felt the same. I've made nothing on them. Not a bit. My losses are staggering. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fancier on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it. It's only temporary, of course. I'd never leave something so important in the hands of someone of such dubious moral character. I was going to buy it back once I raised the capital. So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board.
Так, значит, того, как я помогу коллеге из Дамелса. Мне нужно помочь вам.
That's the long and short of it, yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm certain Gladys can be made, well, can probably be made to see reason. I'll be waiting eagerly for your Be my guest. I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and busy little hands. Better that than moving crates in the cargo bay. Ask away.
Так, прикольно, я на ходу от него квест какой-то взял. Вместе. О. Главное задание. Купить новый ключ. 10 000 битов. Да это что там идти-то? Нет, ни хера от Каскади до Стеллар Бэй. Прикольно. Можно сдать. Может так и сделать? А что она хочет? Кстати, за
Is it Mr. Wells, the
печать.
fellow who woke you? How bad could he be?
Чё?
That Chief Junlei sure seems well, huh?
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea.
Так, значит, наш
Straight to the point, eh? All right then, on you go. Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence. That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. Go right ahead, sweet. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about.
Ну да.
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Подождите. А
It's
квестик
almost
же?
time for today's... Depends. What are you planning to do with it? Something as hard to come by as an official board seal doesn't fall into a girl's lap every day, my dear. I'm keen to see it put to interesting ends. You got a good heart, wanting to do this for him. Frankly, I'm tired of Udom's whining. Don't kill me, please. And I'll pay, I swear. The man's been messaging me 4 or 5 times a day. How's a woman supposed to read her new missives when her incoming folder's all cluttered? Suit yourself. Yes, dear. Which offer were you interested in? You could always try your hand at landing in Cascadia if you're interested in dying horribly. Might be better. Suit yourself.
Короче, мне надо
Anytime,
отдать
sweetheart.
миллион бабла.
You know where to
Ну,
find me.
Короче, я понял. Так, что они тут скиллы можно подкачнуть?
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of... See you soon, Captain. We're in orbit over... We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain. Remember that you are not... insured.
Привет, Наиль. Ну да. Outer Worlds играю. Что-то сейчас в пабг зашел, там с Андрюхой поиграли мы. И понял я, что сейчас я в него не могу играть в пабг. Первое не идет, второе раздражает. Поэтому решил загрузить вот эту игрушку. Чем-то похоже на Fallout. И медленно и верно проходить ее. Так, пойти надо курнуть. Ну, не сюда, вот сюда.
Always imagined Fallbrook would be
Cleaner, fancier, stocked with better booze.
cheaper. I've emptied 14-bit carts in the last 2 hours.
That's because you've got a terrible tell. Whenever you're lying, your right eye twitches like mad.
It most certainly does not.
I wouldn't steer you wrong, friend. See? There it goes again.
Well, I could use a breather. He who has time to waste is wealthy indeed.
Так, окей. Можем двигать дальше.
Want to make a run with me to Stella Bay? The boss lady told me to take the night off.
Так. Пойду пешочком сгоняю. Так, а у меня есть какая-нибудь метка на... Так, а разве это где вообще? Разве это вообще не тут?
We are victorious. Incoming. Plasma isn't working. We're not getting through. Good hit.
еще пришел. Понял.
Try me.
Ключ от здания храм.
Try me. Good work, Captain. Don't mess with us.
Простачок. Так.
I wonder what secrets these ruins contain.
Да, интересно. Какие же тайны скрываются в этих развалинах? Так, не. Кстати, 400 охереть.
Is one healthy if they are well adjusted to a sick society? Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged. What's occupying your...
Так. ЛРБ я прошел, хорошо. Кстати,
Help! Someone's been killed!
Sir, please, I need your help. I can pay.
подожди, баба. Я же теперь могу туда возвращаться, правильно? Ну да. Так. С челом я...
Over quick. Down they go. You're stuck, that's good.
Hey, Mannequin Slayer. Glad you made it in one piece. After all, not everyone's so lucky. Meet my corporate compliance crew. Then check out our weapons locker inside. I reckon you'll find something you like. Then we call it even between us.
Так, очень странно, когда крупная считает себя едва ли не корпорацией.
The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient, not to mention stable structure history has ever shown us. Plus, corporations got certain rights, not entailed to individuals. I lead the C3s. Addie covers our payroll and expenditures. Lance handles the human capital. And Donald is our charming public face. Our system works. We've racked up more confirmed kills than any other crew you can hire. We were hired to do so. Why else? You did get the memo that we're mercenaries? Our client's a bit unorthodox, sure. He calls himself the broker, and prefers the glow of a terminal to flesh and blood interaction. But I can't fault his work ethic. Our current gig's to stop, by means of lethal force, any creatures exiting the caverns, including but not limited to marauders, iconoclasts, and agents operating for the MSI.
Так, вы не решитесь, поможете избавиться от мародеров на перекрестке. Так, а что мне предложил? Сорчик в небе. Так, взлом скрытия замков. Ваш смотреть напарников. Что мне скажут?
Quit bothering me. I gotta keep an eye on the area.
Ладно, хорошо. блядь, прибежали. Вы еще кто такие? Алло.
Nice work. You should check in with my crew. Maybe they can help
Damn,
you.
but I like the way you
Go
fight,
back and follow
stranger.
the trail running
Wish we could
underneath
join you, but I got orders to stay put.
Ой, ладно, я понял вас, сыкунишки. Так, сейчас трупы залутаем внизу. Так, где-то вот здесь ко мне прибегали товарищи. Патрики нужны. Все до единого. Ладно, едем дальше. Не перди. Тут, короче, дохуя людей, да, наверное?
You may not realize this being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown. Which means you can't ever get to me. So leave already. Here we go! That's the last of them.
Это было легко. Лопатка, просто космос. Так, отдать оружие. Я с них ничего не поднимаю. Так, восстановление врожденного здоровья. Ставим. Какие-то бафы. Тяжелые энергетические пули. Собираем пока все в продажу. Скорость управления. Так, привет, Барб. Наверху работает новый терминал управления. Поздравляю. Помнишь, кто сообщил об этом корпорации? Вот поэтому тебе за все отвечать. Считает официальным требованием убрать карту доступа в стол, чтобы навсегда похоронить ее где-нибудь в архиве или другом не менее популярном секторе станции. Потому что, черт возьми, не собираюсь рисковать нашу эффективность из-за какой-то дурацкой системы безопасности. Даже не думай проверять, как она работает. Твой аварийных сирен, у тебя уши отвалится. А если ты случайно запустишь систему пожаротушения, то знаешь, что она в 2 счета вытянет весь воздух из отсека. Дела будут столь же плохи, как во время последней ревизии. Я бы попробовал. Элитная броня. Что за элитная броня? 36, а у меня 39. Я ее качнул. Так, давай 26, шлем 18. Вдохновение. Четыре человека минимум. Где-то за спиной.
You out there, whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me. Base to intercom.
Отвали.
Great work.
А, я, наверное, никуда не пройду, да, без этого пиздежа. Ну да, припечатано. Скорее всего, вот эта дверь должна открыться будет. Сюда я пришел. Ну ладно, поведемся на разговор. Так и быть. Нет никаких вентиляционных шахт. Там. Тоже нет ничего нигде.
I can't tell if you're brave or
Так,
simply
ну
touched in the
понять,
head.
это важно
What in the
или просто
galaxy are you doing
глупые.
sniffing around my
Как вам
station?
вообще в
Unless
голову
you are, in
пришла
fact, trying to suicide my
идея шастать
marauder?
вокруг моей станции? Может, вы хотите покончить с собой при помощи мародеров? Покончить с
You
собой?
are? And to think I was just joking. Guess I'll leave you to it then. Kidding! I'm kidding! No one has a sense of humor these days. Or much of a backbone, for that matter. Look, the fact of the matter is this. By the hand of fate and my own cunning skill, I run this station.
Так.
The Marauders may have other plans, and since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I have need of you. As my newest contractor, you may call me the Broker. Excellent! I have a good feeling feeling about our business relationship? I'm sure it will go much more smoothly than with those unscrupulous mercenaries I hired. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate. They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again. Aside from the bits I'll be paying you, I trade in secrets, valuable ones for my vocation. I'm sure you can come up with something you might like to ask me about. In person, once I'm safe. Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job.
Ладно, я понял. Сейчас все будет.
Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready.
Где же система безопасности, интересно? В которую нужно вставить карту и... Так. Забавно. А я думал, это терминал безопасности. Ну да ладно. Выход. Понял. Хера я по стелсу хожу. Но его не видит. Прозрачно. Капсула. Чего? Стандартный шлем. Цветами. А, ну он держит. Опа. Так. Давайте попробуем. Всем обожаю жизнь, глаз здоров. Ага. Да. Это было изи. Даже Патрик не потратил. Такое. Так, отсюда я пришел. Здесь выход. Здесь система безопасности. Тут какая-то лажа. Я читал. Так, ящики неактивны. Галаги. Я думал, я его убил. Блин, почему здесь магазина нет, а?
Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. You hurry on it.
Тут я могу лутаться, да? Типа... Сейчас, я с тобой поговорю. Только надо понять, есть тут хорошее что-то или нет. Транслятор. Терминал. Ты. Коса. Рюкзак, макшок. Бля, может и не нужны мне вот это вот все. Стол весельчак.
Nicely done.
Так, это что? Протокол приоритетной передачи. Начать трансляцию. Так, ладно. Пока с этим поговорю.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but
Seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. My compliments on your improvised utilization of the fire suppressant system. I do admire a man of ingenuity. Yes, I believe I do. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But I admit, I do wonder why you ventured here at all. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here?
Газовый туман все здесь.
That is the primary goal behind locking myself high in a tower. Some folks don't look kindly on me being a purveyor of delicate information. Phineas must have sent you. He's the only one insane enough to send someone to Monarch to rush me. I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
You said that in a way that was almost believable.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. Just, it might take me a while this time. I am awaiting but a single incoming transmission containing the information we desire. But MSI and the Iconoclasts are clogging the airwaves from Stellar Bay and Amber Heights. In their war against each other, they're scrambling each other's outgoing transmissions. The bandwidth! There's too much blasted background noise. Nothing gets through but their local broadcasts. Which of course has inadvertently affected the incoming port and my livelihood. Graham and his iconoclasts believe anarchy is the way of life. Sanjar opposes it, as he's taking strides to corporatize Stellar Bay. No, they're jamming the limited frequencies we have at our disposal. Nothing extraplanetary can get in or out until the frequency pollution thins out. The safest bet is to convince Graham and Sanjar to stop transmitting on their end.
Можно их всех просто убить.
Do what you like. Just don't tell me about it after. I enjoy sleeping at night. Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange for your help with the broadcasts. Ask me what you will.
Так.
What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer means it's not worth my time. Now, if you wanted me to intercept a certain one, that might be worth it for the right price. Not much, admittedly. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of that, I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, the experiments he conducts for the greater good are in fact treasonous and for self-gain. I am not convinced as to the validity of these allegations, considering the source, but I am also not unconvinced either. Luckily for you, They are a curious lot. Insufferable. And short-sighted, too. What else do you wish to know? You mean between MSI, the Iconoclasts, and myself? I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch. Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole ownership.
MSI, блин. Ну, остаться на плане дождаться, когда покинет остальные корпорации, значит, вы тот клейк, на котором все держится, для вас выходит никакой выгоды, наверное, не было.
Even then, I plied my trade as an information broker, albeit in a smaller capacity. Of course, I demanded an exchange for the data. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time.
competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray. Sanjar is not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights. I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1 once the other corporations had abandoned the planet. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night. Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched and screaming. I would assume it stems from the friends and family he lost in Amber Heights all those years ago. Luckily for you, I am a veritable faun. There are so many members. Do specify. If you try to cite me on this, I will deny, deny, deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status. And for the chairman, if word of this were to get out. Of course, he has buried all proof of this under impenetrable piles of red tape. Luckily for you, I am a very... How low you seemingly regard my trade. Be a doll and shoot any marauders you spot on the way down.
Так. Помогите. Угу. Так, брокер не сможет передать, пока вы не прекратите забивающий эфир трансляции. Угу. Работа Stellar Bay, Эмбер Хайтс. Возможно, если завоевать их доверие, они согласятся добровольно прекратить трансляцию. А можно их просто убить. Так, ну... Розовый. Розовый. Вот Хаген и Хаген. И опять розовый. Так, попробую вернуться в Хаген. Может быть, так как я получил Stellar Bay доступ, может быть, она позволит с собой поговорить на эту тему. Уже наконец. Ну да. Теперь там было, да? Дырка. Короче, мотнемся тогда на корабль. А, стоп, я же...
Oh, I did not expect you back so soon, Captain.
Да, я не люблю задерживаться.
Destination reached. The groundbreaker.
Can we chat?
С Максимом пойду. Хотя нет, вот этого чувака ни разу не брал с собой. Пошли, друган. Что тут бросить?
Hey boss, got a hypothetical for you? You got a friend, see? Somebody you knew when you were growing up. You were close. Then one day, they up and vanished. 5 years go by, they send you a message out of the aether. What's going through your head? Right, forgot about that. Though, shock and disbelief's a good way to put it. Guy by the name of Clyde Harlow. He was an old friend of mine. Honestly, he was probably my first and longest friend. I just heard from him. Says he wants to talk to me. Says it's urgent. The guy just vanished without a trace one day. No goodbyes, no explanations. Been gnawing at me ever since, you know? That's what I don't know. The message was light on details. No explanations, as usual. Clyde. He was a blustery old cuss. Carried on about violent revolution and seizing the means of production. Clyde's waiting for us on Scylla. What he's doing on an asteroid, I can't begin to imagine. I appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
Так, пока мы организуем себе встречу с Лили и Хаган. А уж потом займемся вот этим чуваком в розовом. Бегун. Так, а чё тебя чел за... Так, Феликс, давай мы тебя что-нибудь тяпнем. Вот я здесь Феликс, вы ваш напарник наносит большой урон представителю корпорации. Так. Это ваш навык. Так, снаряжение, Феликс, бронька, 21, 22, 18. Вот подкуп, 17, 21. Вон, незаметно нахер не упали мне. Это ставим. Человек становится похож. Так. Блок плюс 3. Вот так сделаем. Не сет, но хоть что-то. Скрытность. Курительный пластырь. Я вообще не знаю смысл в этих бутылках, есть ли нет. Больше бабла заработаем. Доставлю. Устанавливаю 25% хп и все. Буду экономить. Так, как купить Патрики? Просто валим. Стоп, в смысле? Почему я в них не попасть не могу? В чем прикол?
Salvage is a family business. We've got each other's backs.
Закрыто? Как так?
What's on your mind? Sure thing. Ask away. I've been thinking about that. Scylla's about as far away from civilization as I can imagine. Cold, barren rocks and the occasional mining operation. Clyde wasn't exactly a prospector. I guess we'll find out when we get there. Clyde wasn't an idiot. He kept his head down, worked hard, did as he was told. You're not gonna catch him standing on a soapbox decrying the tyranny of the board. But when the Mardettes had their backs turned, oh yeah, he carried on about starting a revolution. Said he was gonna do something big. Clyde was my first friend, but he was also my mentor. Taught me how to think, how to question, how to disobey. I figured the board got him in the end. Some guys with black uniforms snatching him off the street in the middle of the night or something. Yeah, I was just a lonely orphan kid getting my knuckles dirty. Clyde? I want to say he saw some potential in me. Like as not, he just took pity on me. So he took me in, gave me a place to live, gave me something to believe in. Yeah, boss? Whatever you say, boss. I'll see you back there.
Блядь, почему мне нельзя попасть наверх? В чем прикол? Что не так я сделал? Так, ладно. Попробую заглянуть в интересный дом.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. Yes, dear. Which offer were you interested in? You could always try your hand. Landing pad on Monarch.
Это все я
But
все
it's all
был.
Might be best too, yes. Suit yourself.
Все,
Anytime, sweetheart.
я попал.
You know where to find me.
Так, что, решение-то можно?
Oh, I'm sorry. Was this your room? I'll just move along.
Давай, двигаться.
Wait, this is almost certainly my room. That's my underwear on the floor. Now, see here, what was I doing again? Damnable thing about living on a space station. No pigeons to feed. Oh, you can feed the sprats, sure enough. But then the neighbors start moaning about hygiene. Damnable thing about living on a space...
Комната где-то есть? Есть. Так, попробуем вернуться к этой мадемуазель.
CNP pancake mix. Now required. Seriously, don't mix.
Где попасть?
Got any leads on salvage? Doesn't even have to be broke
Betting
yet.
on the tossball series? I know you were trying to stop.
Put a couple of bits in Vera's pool.
CNP Borst Pockets can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds.
Я не понимаю, что я сделал не так. Так. Попасть. Так, человек ко мне пришел, домотался. Ну ладно.
A new face. What's your pleasure, stranger? Some big shot down in Byzantium's holding auditions for a new adventure serial. So yay, another 6 of those next season. Nothing you need and everything you want.
Ой. Ничего нет, ни хрена, просто 0 болты. Стрелять вас всех охот. Так, дверь закрытая, бля. Не хватает умения взламывать парочки просто. Повар,
Talk
привет.
to Vera if you need something. She's usually behind the bar.
Пять дверей, грязный сортир.
Coming around. Bird for the night. How's business around the station?
Сервер.
Same as everywhere, I guess. The Mardette's been talking about rising crime rates, but I don't see it.
It's getting so an honest soul can't ply the aether without getting a thruster.
Rizzo's knocking on. CCN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and pea cream nuts in it. It's time for a live.
Да похуй, давайте отвлечемся и тупо, блин, слетаем на эту сциллу.
Why was I built to feel ennui?
Hey, you. Looking for something? Where do you think you're going? Hey, nice form. Good delivery, too. You looking to join Captain Harlow's crew, huh? All right, go on through. Got my sights on you.
Nothing to do but stand around and watch.
Clyde's got himself a cozy little outfit, huh?
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see, or a you've aged, old man? I thought you were dead. Or throwing yourself against the walls of some re-education center. It's been 5 years, Clyde. The best thing you can say is, hey there, Hullhead?
No, Felix. The best thing I can say to you is yet to come. Also, I'd like to have a word with your captain. So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day, he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix. But neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him. I understand that Felix is part of your crew, at least for now. If the thought of losing him troubles you, then understand that you're helping him solve a problem for an old friend. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring should do nicely. Then Felix will have done me a favor, and I will be grateful. I imagine we'll catch up on lost time, have a long talk about his future. Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
You think so? Maybe we should have a word with Trask. Get his side of the story first.
You'd be wasting your breath bandying words with that traitor. But if it makes you feel better, by all means. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token. Well enough. It's been a few years, but I still remember a thing or two. You had a chip on your shoulder. You'd argue over anything, and you'd never back down.
What do you mean, had? And for the record, you never could admit when you lost an argument.
You see what I had to deal with? Let's hear it. A revolution is the work of a lifetime, Captain. I've spent my life preparing for the day of Halcyon's reckoning. Everything you see around you is the result of that preparation. A base of operations, loyal soldiers, freedom from the board's oversight. Hardly. The board is rotting from the inside. Tomorrow, next year, a generation from now, eventually, the board will fall to pieces. Entropy is the natural state of the universe, Captain. All systems inevitably dissolve. When that day comes to Halcyon, we will be ready. The skies around Scylla are curiously absent of patrol ships. It's almost as if the board's sphere of influence is shrinking. Besides, our facility is well armed and located on defensible terrain. If the board tries to lay siege to us, we'll make them pay. Not all revolutions involve bloodshed and fire, Captain. The purest act of rebellion is to live according to one's own means, independent of any masters. One day, when the board is weak and Halcyon vulnerable, we may claim a piece of this system for ourselves. Until then, we bide our time. Something on your mind?
Been ages since we had a good haul. No freighters, no jobs, no contracts in weeks. Standing around kicking rock.
That machine stole my bits.
Вот с этим говном потом разберусь.
Why do we even have one of these?
Хорошая бронь валяется внутри.
Hail, Captain. Your return time is within 14% of the expected value.
Так, стоп.
We've arrived at the groundbreaker.
You got a minute?
Нет. Сейчас я хожу с Феликсом.
Berry Crunch, Triple Flakes, and Purple Berry flavored power. 12% more crunch.
Здрасте.
You mind trying to have a moment here?
Так, взять дергать, у меня тут вроде как периф.
Yeah, I was called that once upon a day. You need something?
Рассказывай.
Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. You're telling me you're on a first-name basis with Ms. Tennyson?
Радиатор чинил.
Yeah, the promenade doesn't feel like I'm walking the surface of Tartarus. So that was you, huh?
Да.
Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale.
Mhm.
Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know.
Легко-то, а?
Please, just make it quick. That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to. Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order. No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I. Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
He must have been recruiting, gathering up his band of revolutionaries.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something. I don't know Harlow. Never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus. Appreciate it. No offense meant. Just been a long day is all.
Ну ладно, баба. Главное, что ты сказала, куда валить дальше. Все остальное мне поебать. Я не могу понять, я чё, к этой вообще никак не могу теперь попасть? Женщины сверху. Да, лифт тупо закрыт. И все. Ё-моё. Дикий тупняк.
Welcome back to Sublight, where we make salvage dreams come true. That's a good question. Yes? Yes?
Окей. Привет.
You weren't followed, were you?
Так.
I hope not. Sure is. Welcome aboard, contractor. One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you.
Фоллбрук. Вас будет ждать Кэтрин. Работать на меня, понял? Так,
When the board pulled out of Monarch, they buried or sealed anything they couldn't carry off-world. Apparently, one of Catherine's teams uncovered an abandoned lab with full tanks of Alta Vitae gas. A few of my contractors run flights in there and out again, working around with the board embargo. We keep the community lubricated with a steady supply of booze and unconventional erotica. Byzantium kids with more money than sense can thank Sublight for their good time. One of my guys filmed a Raptidon grinding on an automech. Didn't end well for anyone, including the cameraman. It's exactly 1 million bits per cubic meter. Before you get too excited, The only thing rarer than Alta Vitae gas is a reliable buyer. Dangerous stuff. Acid for the nuclein in your cells. It's no good to anyone outside of a lab. Now, get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you check in with her at Fallbrook. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood? Few laws and even fewer people to enforce them. If you're working for the right side, it's a fucking paradise. You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Probably.
Yeah, see? We'll be fine.
Ладно, я думаю, что на этот раз все. Так, по миссиям. Раз, новый квест. Этот продолжили. Найти типак с кислотой. Ставить нет. Короче, получил я доступ не стал платить 10 тысяч. Получил его так, как он там бейт этот. Ладно, неважно. В общем, заданий становится с каждым разом все больше и больше. Все. На сегодня, пожалуй, достаточно.